Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well and safe. I welcome you all to the one more insightful session of IIEBM's induction program, Ignite 2020. I am Deepika Tolwani, Alumni Batch 2018-20 IIEBM, and your host for this session. This session is going to be for an hour where first 40 minutes will be knowledge sharing and rest 20 minutes will be for question and answers. So you can type your questions in the chat box and the questions will be addressed at the end of the session. So moving forward, today we have with us our own alumni batch 2016-18, Mr. Aakash Raju, and he will provide us insights on his experience from student life to corporate life. So now let me take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Aakash Raju. Sir is currently working with 99 acres, India's number one property portal over 3 years. Prior to joining IIEBM, Sir also worked with WNS, a business process management company, as senior associate for over 3 years. Sir was the Vice President of the Student Council and Campus Ambassador for Siksha.com for his own batch. Sir was awarded with Leadership Award for in his convocation ceremony. With this, I would request Akash to start with the session. Over to you, Akash.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, good morning, guys. Very warm welcome. Thank you so much, Deepika, for this. And if, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Jay sir, Professor Arpit Trivedi, and Nidhi ma'am, Poonam ma'am, and Rakesh sir for giving me an opportunity to interacting with the current batch. It gives me immense pleasure to be associated with this college for since 2016, almost 4 years now. And every year has been a learning experience, whether in college or post that. And I'm always happy that the college gives me opportunity, even when I've completed the college, to come and interact with people and still learn from the college a lot. So thank you so much, IIBM family, for that. So students, here today, what I want to make you people understand is the transformation journey that happens of a student from your graduation days, and then when you take up a professional course like the one you have done now for your PG or MBA from even in this business school. So the main motto of the college also is to make you corporate ready and make you understand of how maybe a casual college life that we did in graduation, whether it was engineering, BB, or any other course, how the professional course of post graduation actually transforms you. Nevertheless, the college does a lot of efforts to put everything in place and make you understand how it's going to be. But there are small, minute things what I would like you to take into consideration today when I'll be speaking about what will help you transform, and even in the day-to-day life of your corporate life, it comes into play, and it's quite instrumental of making a different place for yourself, even in your corporate circle. So to begin with my journey, as Deepika rightly said, that I'm working with 99acres.com for almost 3 years now. So I'm handling the builders across Pune for a business of 1 CR plus. And it's been a journey here. It was a campus placement from IIBM itself. So placed in Pune itself. So I handle the business of 100 builders across Pune here. And in regards to, if I just begin with the session of the student life of everyone would be wondering that, I'm from Pune and why did I choose IIBM? Because Pune is a hub of education, Oxford of the East. There are many hundreds of colleges which offer these kind of courses. But why it was in this business school? So first of all, I would like to go a little behind about my journey with previously working with WNS. So what happened was after my 12th, I joined WNS just for experience because my friends were also going for job. So I thought it will be a good experience. I'll understand how a corporate life is. So I joined WNS right after I got into a graduation course in the first year. So simultaneously, I completed my graduation and WNS, I worked full time there. So there I understood how the corporate life works, how to write emails to the bosses, how to interact with the higher management, and how productive you can be, and what more you can give in a teamwork. If you have a different opinion, if you think outside the box, you never know what may come into play, and that will really help the process or any profile that you're working into. And after working for almost 2 years, 2.5 years there, I understood if I wanted to climb the ladder, one important aspect was of having an MBA or a post graduation degree. That's what was a basic requirement of every other multinational company that time. So that's where I thought that it's time for me to quit the job and concentrate on my studies now and finish my professional course and then get back to the corporate life. Then I came across in this business school. Let me tell you guys the simple basic thing. What I was looking into a college is where I'll be in the focus of the management, where I'll be very accessible to the MD, to the professors, where no matter when I have any doubt, I can just go to them and I'll just solve my query. And that's what happens. When I came here first time for the campus, I understood that time our batch was of 180 students. It was a right tick for me because I didn't want it to be in a herd of say 700, 800 students like the other colleges, and then always be under a shadow of this huge crowd and never come out and like understand or what is in it for me, and understand like how can I play a pivotal role in the batch so that I stand out in the whole batch. So that's where when I understood that after visiting the campus that discipline is the foremost thing about this college, and that's what I liked. The etiquettes, whether it is manners in regards to punctuality, the timing of adhering to things, and the interactive sessions that the number of guests that they come to college. So that was one major factor that I chose this college, and I'm quite sure that I made the best out of it, and I'm sure even you guys will do that, do the same. So I would like to tell you that in college, whether it is simple day-to-day life things like starting the day at right time, carrying your handkerchief, carrying your dictionary, carrying your perfume, and all these things. When we started, we also thought that oh, this is too tedious kind of thing, and you have to carry every day all these things. You have to carry a business magazine. You have to be upright. You have to dress well. There are so many other things that you need to adhere in the college of maintaining a proper line when you're going to the canteen, and the etiquettes of even having food. So I would like to tell you that as my purpose was very clear of what I wanted from this 2 years professional course, so I was well prepared in my mind, and I expect the same from my junior batch as well. That whenever you come to the college, the day you step in here, you understand that the college will always be framed in a particular way to train you, guide you, and give you a lot of advices, suggestions of how you can transform yourself. And if you are well prepared, that goes on well. You just bleach your skin with what the college is trying to tell you, and that's how success will just follow you. That's what I did right from my first day when my induction started. I was a part of the induction team, the discipline team in the Audi, or any other team that was formed. So eventually there are many teams that formed, like the escort team. Escort team was basically going and picking up guests and interacting with them in the car duration. That's where I learned the elevator pitch concept, because I had a work experience that really helped me. So when I was interacting with various guests where I was a part of escort team and getting them back to the college, I had that small window of say 30 minutes. And that's where I knew that, if this person, if at all I interact with well interaction happens in the gap time, I will be making sure that my networking becomes strong. If I know him, I know his company, I know his HR. So down the lane in my career, if I have any time that where I need his help, he'll always be instrumental. And that's where you get a chance to impress yourself. And post that, I was a part. Also, I would like to tell you that I was also a part of board making thing. So this is like whenever a guest comes, we used to make board, we used to arrange the alphabets. So this thing of board making, we used to have a very small window of making the board, say within 10 to 15 minutes. This made me understand how you can adhere to time and how time management is done, because we were a part of the induction team. So there were a lot of guests coming in, and we had to take part. We have to do the time management. We had to manage the students as well in the Audi. So right from the beginning, right from the first month itself, I understood basically working hands on with the college with the help of management and the faculty of how things are done in the corporate life. And trust me, that time it's quite obvious. We think that, why are we doing this kind of work? My batchmates used to say that, are we supposed to do that? But I knew that time that, in the long run, this will all be very instrumental for us and it will be really helpful. And that's what happens. I'll tell you how it, when it transformed into a corporate life, how it helped me. I'll come on that. So I also became the vice president of the students council in where I had to manage the student and be a bridge between the management and the students. And it was quite an experience. I would say I really enjoyed that role. That's where I could explore that, I myself, I can go on the stage, I can fearlessly interact with 150, 180 students and, take up questions and be very confident about myself, make them understand if something is not going, if they're not willing to do something, but understanding that how productive that would be. And what is the view wherein, if the college says you, for example, that this assignment is important, what was the sole purpose of it? And I really enjoyed that. And I'm glad that my batchmates also supported me and contributed a lot. And I guess it was one of the best batches that IIBM has. And I'm quite proud of it. And after that, I guess I was a part of admission tour. I have extensively traveled with Arpit sir and Jay sir. It's been a wonderful experience. I'm glad they chose me. So almost the half northern India, I've traveled with them. This gave me a hands-on experience of how interaction with people was. I did a lot of seminars there and also presentation in front of more than 200, 400 people. So all these things gave me confidence that, step by step, I keep on increasing my forte. I keep on increasing my skills. I keep on polishing my leadership qualities. And everything was managed well. And that's how when I landed in the third semester itself, the placement started. And I must tell you guys that I was from the batch 2016-18. So the batch actually should be 2018 March would have been the last month, maybe for the semester 4. But I would like to tell you that I was placed in the month of December 2017 itself. So it was right after the third semester. So I was placed. So I would like to tell you that my salary started right from the month of December. So it was not absolute 2 years that I completed with in this business school. But of course, the company came in and things clicked and I got selected. And that's where I was introduced to 99acres.com. So in regards to my company, I would like to tell you that, it's the parent company of my company is InfoEdge Group. So our sister concerns are Naukri.com, Jeevansaathi.com, Shiksha.com, and FirstNaukri.com. So these are all the verticals that are in my office, and we collaborate together. And here, when my first day of the corporate life started, I understood that all the things that I learned in the college for 2 years, whether it was adhering to time, carrying a handkerchief, carrying a perfume with yourself, because you never know when you will be interacting with the vice president of your company. You never know when you would be giving a presentation. Your boss might just tell you that Aakash, tomorrow you have a presentation and be ready with it. So because in my college time I interacted with so many students and at one go the large audience of 150 plus or 180 students, it was very easy for me to make a presentation and give the presentation in a very well-mannered way with proper etiquettes in front of my corporate people or my seniors as well. So that helped me. So when we think that there are many students who would think that the college is only for say academics and we just go there and we keep on learning what's there and we adhere to assignments and the subjects as well. But let me tell you guys that this course is a professional course and you people are very lucky that you have been selected in this college. The reason being, the college management faculty members, they are very friendly with you people and they give you an opportunity of wherein if you have a very good idea, a creative idea, they will go ahead and they'll approve it and they'll help you, they'll guide you on that and you will be working on it. And once you have your own idea, because we have that it's a world of entrepreneurs as well. So you never know what might just come your way and it will be really helpful to you. So my suggestion to you always would be, like, whenever you come into the college and you just take on different roles, no matter what small the work is, but that will be really helpful to you. And interacting with management is the same way you interact with your seniors in office. So you have to have the manners, you have to have the discipline. That's what I learned, and I owe a lot to this college for that. So apart from this, what I would like to also make you understand that the college also offers summer internship placements and WIP. So wherein winter internship would be with an NGO where you get a chance of understanding the reality of life and you interact with a lot of underprivileged people. So that gives you a glimpse of how privileged your life is, and you can learn a lot. So apart from the corporate life that you live, you also have to have a culture that you come from, and you have to understand that how it will be helpful of molding yourself into a great human being. Because all these technical things, what you learn, whether it's your academics, whether it is your skills, down the lane after 5 to 10 years from today, the only one thing which will help you climb the ladder would be people management. And if you understand how people management is done, how you have to consider and take everyone together, that would be a major role playing. And now, very soon, you will be climbing the ladder, even becoming the MD or the CEO of the company. Because once you are at the top, the only thing you have to do is manage people. And that's quite vital for any company. You have to understand the cultural differences, you have to understand of what a person has coming up with. If he has a creative idea, how you give him a platform wherein he can actually be liberal and share that things with you. So that's one thing which I would suggest, that take up things and just go ahead. And as they say, today's presentation, I would commence, in two or three different views, and that is choice, chance, and change. So a choice, if I begin with, I guess you people have started the making the right choices of joining a good institute, a prestigious institute in Pune. And the only thing you should be now open for is the chances, and I'm sure the change will be coming your way. Because as you say, if you make the right choices, the chance, if you take up the right chances, you, in regards to one suggestion I would like to give you is, just deep dive into the unknown where you have no idea. But as they say, a person will only learn if he knows that he doesn't know it. So you should always be willing of learning new things and taking up whatever assignments, whatever work that comes in, because that really helps you to shape up a good corporate employee for the company as well. And in regards to the change, that's, of course, that's the results are inevitable. If you work hard for this 2 years, I'm sure once you go for interview, I would like to tell you that when we go for interviews also, this so it was a very funny and quite evident thing. So when we from IIBM, we used to go for any campus placements. So one thing that the HR people, the initial the person who's the manager who's taking up the interviews, he could quite evidently see the difference between an IIBM student and a student from a different college, because we were always well dressed, we were always having a good proper haircut, we were always clean shaved that time in college, and that was all vital to showcase, what a person you are. Because the corporate people, no matter they think that it's the world is transforming, but still the managers would like to go ahead and work with people who are very disciplined, who are very professional in their life, and who take up things which are very productive, and which will always be helping in their job or in their career. So that's one thing. Apart from that, I would like to tell you that what college offers you here is managing the conduct of every student. So even in the corporate world, your conduct is very important, of how you interact with your seniors, how respectful you are, and what is your body language. So all these things will come to you in this 2 years. I would say that this transformation, this change will be very vital in understanding that how you can shape up yourself in regards to that. And I would just, in between, I would just like to take up a question, and if people can drop in the chat box, if Deepika can help me out with that.
Yes, Akash, we have a question from Samir. and he asked that what was your best part in IIEB?
So the best part in IIBM would be like having a different and dynamic experience, because I've been working with different teams and I've made friends with so many management people. My networking was strong with them. So I would really go ahead and tell that I owe a lot to this college in regards to shaping me up in this 2 years. Because previously when I was working with WNS, maybe I was not so polished. I did not understand what exactly a corporate would need, or what exactly my manager is expecting out of me. Because of course we do not understand the business concepts then, and we do not understand the jargons of marketing, sales, or whatever is needed for the business concepts. So that's where I guess IIBM came in place. And whether it was the faculty members who taught us about economy, who taught us about marketing, everything contributed in the knowledge and my skills. And even my efforts of going ahead, interacting with the management people and taking up things really polished my skills. And that's what the best thing was. And if you can just take a poll or something, wherein just a simple question I would like to take, if people would answer that one thing: what is the most vital thing a person needs to lead a very successful life? If you can, if students can just answer in the chat box, I would be more than happy. And you can just drop in your answers there. I will come back to you in some time, and I'll tell you what exactly, if a person, what I'm thinking is of the right answer, if they can just go ahead with the right answer. So you people can just go on and drop your answer in the chat box. So we have started with some points in regards to the chat box of what people think. I'll just wait for some more, and then I'll interact on that, and we'll come back to this. And what the next thing I would like to tell you is that the day you people join the college, as you people might have heard, a company is known by the company you keep. And also, I would like to tell you that you are always an average of 5 people that you interact with or you hang out with. So when you come to the college, when your purpose is very clear, when you're very clear with your mindset of what you want out of this college, always be in a gang of people, or make friends with those people who are very interactive, who are very positive in their mindset, who are going ahead and taking up things. Because see, one major difference in regards to graduation and post graduation colleges, that in graduation we are always very laid back. We just sit back, the teacher comes, they teaches us, and we go, and the only thing we focus that time is on academics or sports. But when it's a professional course, it's also about what creative you do in this 2 years, so that even when you update it on your resume, you can interact in the first interview itself. You can tell it to your manager that even in my professional course I came up with this thing, one initiative I took in my batch. These are the things that I did with my batch. These are the things I experimented with my batch. So what happens is, when you join your corporate life, you will have a team, and in the team, your manager will expect what you are contributing in this team. So when you are having an experience of handling, or say managing up students of a crowd of 200 plus of your batch, you will have an experience. And you will be very smooth in understand making your boss understand that we can do this initiative with the team, and this will work. And that's where your higher management gets involved, and they understand that, okay, this particular person coming from in this business school is different from the other people we have hired. He is willing to give us feedback, he's willing to give us answers, he's also coming up with new solutions. Like any idea can change your life, so whether it is for the company, whether it is for your own self. And I can see many answers coming in here. Thank you so much, Samir being the first person to answer. Anshika, Subhojit. Okay, one answer was belief, never giving up. Amardeep has said positive mindset, right attitude, dedication towards your goals, etc. Apurba saying positive mindsets, networking. Is there anyone else who's got some different view on this? Anything? Bhavya says skills and positive attitude. Okay, discipline. Right. So let me just clear the clouds now, and let me just tell you that I always think of very simplifying whatever life I lead. It's to be very simple. So yes, all these points. Thank you so much, students, for giving us these points. It's really vital. But overall, all these things, there's one thing which is very very vital for us to lead, a good life, a successful life, and always be in good books of people and all this stuff. Is one concept I always believe in. That is having a good sense. So if you are sensible enough to understand of basically what to say, what not to say, if you're sensible enough to understand the nitty-gritties of things, if you're sensible enough to understand or how productive you can be in a particular situation, and always being a part of the solution and not a problem. So I think that is what, it requires sense to be a good person and also to lead a successful life. And yes, all these options that you people have given in regards to honesty, successful, having the right attitude, satisfaction, yes, it counts. But I guess once you have sense in the right place, all these attributes are then ticked, and then it's all like a cakewalk for you. So thank you so much for this interactive answers. And apart from this, one thing I would like to tell you guys is when you take up whatever initiatives in the college, and whether it is being a part of any team in the college, as you are highlighted in front of the management also. So we have I have been a part of also sessions like TEDx events. And I would like to tell you that there was a startup masterclass that happened in the year 2016. And I got an opportunity to meet Mr. Narayan Murthy, Ravi Shankar Prasad. At that time, we had the session in Western Pune. And there, and when we were supposed to go for that event, we had basically no idea. The only thing, we were around say 19 students, and we were all going for the session. The people who were interested. After going there, we understood that we actually were volunteering there, and we had to take up almost 15 counters and handle 700 participants who were coming for that event. So now you people might just think sir, we just joined the college and we have no idea how to work, or what kind of volunteering we'll have to do there and all. That's what happened with us. But there we had Arpit sir, and we had the SMC Startup Masterclass people who guided us. So we, the 19 students, we handled that 15 counters, and I would like to tell you that we managed 700 participants without an error of matching their passes, matching their codes, and giving them the right identity card so that they enter that startup masterclass event. And there again, all these things that we learned in the college, whether it was adhering to time and managing people, and understanding if it was like an elderly people person who could not actually find out the right counter where he has to go and take up that identity card, I could see my batchmates going up to them and taking walking them up to the right counter, helping them out. And that's where once very beautiful moment happened. A person, there was one of the students, and he helped that person getting the right identity card, and this person handed over a business card to them. So this person, I know that he's still in touch with that person, who's a very senior person in a corporate MNC basically, and he's still in touch. So that's how you never know what kind of person can be very instrumental in your career and really help you. Maybe down the lane, if at all he needs any help from that particular senior person from that company, he can just make him a call or just WhatsApp text him and make him understand, sir, I'm in need of say a job change or anything, can you help me out? Because even that person will be having more than 500 people in his network, and if at all once you have helped a person, that person will always think that, okay, it's now my time to help you. So that's when all these things that we learn in the college, in the day-to-day life of when you come to the college, the same concept is a buddy concept, wherein you people will be having a buddy. You have to help your other batchmate understand things, work together, make presentations, give presentations in the right note. And also one thing that was very helpful for us, what college offers, when it's time for placements, so we have many webinars, many interactive sessions in the Audi, many workshops in regards to whether it is your resume writing, whether it is your interaction of interview, of what should be a rate of speech, what should be the confidence, how should you be sitting, and what should be your body posture, and everything. And all these things I learned when we started the induction. So I hope you people are understanding how the dots are joining right from your induction days. So I have been a part of the discipline team also. So every day we used to be having at least 4 to 5 guests coming in, and we were taught to sit upright, having our chin up, so that the person who's interacting with us, he never thinks that these people are not interested. Having the proper body language, your spine should be erect, and that's where even when you click a picture of the auditorium, you see that everyone is so properly sitting and everything is so evenly set. There is nothing which is doesn't give a nice view to the guest who's coming. And the culture of IIBM is so rich that if any guest comes, the way we interact with him, the students, you people would be a part of the hospitality team, so you would be getting a chance to interact with the guest, asking him whatever he needs for. And also this interaction will help you making good network with him. So there are many opportunities that the college will give you. It depends on you people how you take up things. So I from one experience I can tell from my batch is every batch will have a person, have people who are very studious, who just want to adhere to the academics. There would be one who's a go-getter, who wants to interact with the faculty members, sir or ma'am, what new I can do with the college, or I have a different idea about this. So on this point, I would like to tell you that in Pune we have Ganesh festival that happens here. I'm sure you people might be knowing about that, and it's a huge festival that happens. So we have parties that happen, fresher parties and farewell parties. But I, being the only Puneite from my batch, so I was always thinking that how can I give my batch a sense of experience of what Pune culture is about, Pune is also a rich cultural city of Maharashtra, in India. So that's when there was an event of Nashik Dhol, because we have the Ganesh festival is celebrated in the college also. So I thought, why don't I take an initiative of having a Nashik Dhol event in the college itself? And that's when I got in touch with the then chief officer who was taking care of the administrative officer, and I requested them that one thing I told her, instead of having say a party in a pub, of course that was also very important, but why don't we have a cultural program wherein the people understand the culture of India and the Pune itself. So that's how things happened. And I must tell you that you people can go back to the college photo images of 2016, or even say my Facebook page, and you will be able to see how grand that event was. So that was my first event, which was on a very magnum scale, because there were 100 music players of their dhol and tashas who came to the college. Everything happened in the right way. They managed the time. The students had the proper understanding of how it will be placed where in the college, how much space is required. Everything was so well managed, and me and my team, we absolutely enjoyed that event, and that was one successful event. So the moment you do that, and post that, when that those people came, we also gave them in canteen facility, we gave them snacks, and even these people were very happy of coming to the college. And I must tell you guys, since 2016, this event is regularly happening in the college now. So that's the college, that's the culture of a college. These people are very happy to come over every year to the college and perform that. But what happened after this event was, I would like to tell you on hands-on experience, that I and my team, we understood that we are capable of handling 100 people who come to the college, and giving them an opportunity in our college, giving them space in our college, managing our students. So this is how the same corporate thing is going to happen. Maybe when once you join your company, suddenly they would be like, your boss would tell you that, okay, Akash, tomorrow we have to make a video call conference, or maybe tomorrow the senior MDs of college of our company is going to come. So you have to arrange the things. So that's because I have had an experience earlier. It's very easy for me to, I understand now very easily of what are the points I need to focus upon, what are the things that can be outsourced, what are the things that I have to take up. Because it's always no matter, even if you're the host, it doesn't mean that you can just go ahead and take up things all on your own. You have to outsource people, you have to divide the work between people, you have to give the right responsibilities to the right person. And this happens where you understand your batchmates, where you get an opportunity of interacting with everyone, understand who what are the pros and cons of each person. Maybe there is a person who's very technically smart, you help him in the technical team, you get him into the digital marketing team. Maybe there is a person who is very good at managing people, there is a person who's very good at negotiating, so you help him negotiate with the vendors whom you are interacting with. So all these things, the reason I'm telling you guys is that it's again, I would like to repeat that thing, that it's no more like a college graduation course wherein we just come, sit, interact with the teachers and go. It's this professional course is about molding yourself. This professional course is about being ready for the corporate life. So if you don't take up initiatives now, later on when you're of course everyone will be getting a job after once you complete the course. The college will make sure that everyone is placed, and that too placed in the choice of your company, that too placed in the wherein your KRAs match. And even because of the placement cell and JSR itself and other faculty members, you yourself can go ahead in regards to placement and ask them that sir or ma'am, that I'm interested in this kind of company. I'm sure the college will have a person who is there from that, the HR person related to that company in networks, and we can get in that. But if you are well prepared to enter that corporate life, that will be making wonders for you right from your interview time. You can make them understand that these are the initiatives that I have taken up in my campus life, and I'm sure that the job, the KRAs, the job descriptions that you are giving, I will be the right person. Because the competition would be here of the other students who are from say from other colleges. If you have a campus placement, I would like to tell you one incident, what happened with me. There was a placement opening for Amazon that came. So Amazon was that time offering a package of 14 lakhs per annum, and that time the campus placement was in a nearby college. It was the interview process was going to start from 10 p.m., right, 10 a.m., sorry. And there were approximate 650 plus students who had come across different colleges for that interview. So when we went there, the group discussion process was going to happen, and when we saw in a huge auditorium there are 600, 650 plus students. Now you would think that what different would you do to make sure that at least you cross the you cross the GD sessions, you get into the interviews, and you at the end get to the top or the last interview. How would you crack that? So the 650 people then were divided into different groups of discussions or different topics were given. So I would like to tell you that what I did was, they divided us into 20 batch. And Amazon, the experience that they, in regards to the job description they were giving, so I understood that they were looking for people who were having an experience of operations. So operations was something they were looking for, and I already had worked in the same thing in WNS for 3 years. So I absolutely understood, it was absolutely my cup of tea for me for getting into that job, and I had the right experience that time. But the problem was, no matter I have that experience, how would I let this people know? How would my resume actually be highlighted in that, the crowd of 650, 700 plus? That was a major challenge for me. So how would I do that? So in the interview, in the GD session, right in the beginning, so there was one topic, maybe they asked us to talk about the education policy about India. So let me tell you, the moment I had made I had taken one thing in my mind, I kept it very clear in my mind. The moment the moderator would finish his question, no matter whether I understood the question or no, whether I would be talking right or no, I told myself, Akash, you did not bother about that. The only thing is that you have to make the first move, and you have to take the first mover's advantage. The moment he finished that question, I was the first person out of the 20 people to just speak about the education policy, anything the knowledge about I had about this. So what happens is, every manager wants a person in his team who can speak out. So I always knew about that. So there was one tick that happened to that moderator, and I made sure that I am having an eye on the 20 people who are the 19 other people who are sitting in facing each other, and also the moderator made an eye contact with him, and then I started speaking. And I must tell you, then other people started, and the GD got over. And after my GD got over, I made sure that I get up the last. I made sure that the other 19 people go, and the moderator was still sitting. I went ahead. I knew about what the process was, but still, just to highlight him that I had an experience of 3 years working with WNS earlier of the same profile, I just randomly asked him, "Sir, do we have a different process for the people who are having the same experience or having experience of the same operations?" And then I took my name as well. I was like, "Hello sir, I would like to tell you that my name is Aakash Raju, and is there a different process for the experienced people, because I have worked with WNS for 3 years?" And that's when that person, I could see that he had a very different look towards me, and he told, "No, the process would be the same." And I knew, even if I did not get the right answer, I'm okay with it. But the only purpose of telling him that, or putting that thing in his ears, was that I have an experience of the same thing. And that's how I cracked the GD. I went ahead, and let me tell you guys, I was in the top 5 of the 650 people. And out of that 650 people, going up to the top 5, there are other college people, I guess one was from Kirloskar, one was from two were from PIBM or something like that. But when I saw back down the lane, of course, the last interview and things maybe did not click, and I did not get selected. Maybe there were various reasons for that, but I would like to tell you that it was a sense of achievement for me. Right after my 3rd semester, I what to say, having a victory of winning over more than 650 640 people plus, and coming across, that gave me a sense of boost. No doubt I was very upset that I could not crack the college, I could not crack that placement, and I could not take that package. No doubt about it. Of course, that pain was always there. But whenever the next day I started working on myself, what I thought, what went wrong for that interview. But that confidence, where you think that if you can crack 650 odd people, and you can go up to that level, that gives you a sense of boost. And there are very small things that which will help you out everywhere. There are two things I always think, that you have to apply the right logic at the right place. So you make sure you have to market yourself, because this professional course, the corporate world, it's all going to be how you speak out, because not every time your bosses will speak out to you. You have to make sure that you market yourself. The moment when you are I would like to say that one suggestion that Arpit sir gave me that time was every day before you go off to sleep, check your resume. check your resume and understand what new you can do in it. And I did that. Once my placement started, it was like not every day, I would be very honest with Arpit sir, but maybe like every alternate day I used to check my resume and understand what is one skill, maybe one certificate course. If I add in will that make a difference for the interviewer? Will that maybe highlight me apart from the other people? And that's what happened when I joined 99 acres. My interview, I had and the last round with my vice president, Mr. Sachin Deshmukh. And he was very impressed with whatever I did in my college. I told him all these things, but he gave me a practical experience. He told me take this marker. It was a simple black Camlin marker, and he's like, the on the other floor there is Naukri.com sitting in. Just go there and sell this marker for 100 rupees. And when I went there, and how it's like you just get bombarded with a lot of tabs opening in your mind, that how would you sell this pen, what would we tell people, and I went there and I saw in that whole Naukri.com team, that time there were only 5 people at that time sitting there. And I just had a look on each and everyone was busy in the work. I was like, how would I find the right person who would just agree to whatever I say? I must tell you that the real time experience. I went to a person. I told him sir, I'm here. I've given an assignment by Sachin Deshmukh in regards to selling this marker, and these are the pros about the marker and all that stuff. And he told me no, I'm already using a marker, and I already have a new one. I just bought it yesterday. Why would I buy your marker? And you're selling it at 100 rupees. Rather, I'm having in 100 rupees, I get 4 markers. So I understood that time, because I had a very limited time of 10 minutes. I understood that this person was giving me objections, and I had to there was maybe say 7 minutes left. And I knew that if this person is not going to agree with me, I don't want to waste my time here. I just told him, okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time. I went on to the next person. The next person had a similar experience. I went on to the third person, because I wanted to get back to my interviewer within that span of time. The third person I went to, and I told him sir, this is how I spent this is how the experience of this marker is. You can write it. It's so feasible and all this stuff. And the only one thing was the right communication, and maybe he understood my conviction. Because the moment where you sit for an interview, the interview will always see your conviction about things, how badly you want that job, or maybe what exactly you can get on the table, even if that person hires you. And that's when I looked into that person's eye, and I told him I have to sell this marker, and this is what the price is, and it's so going to be very feasible for you. And I made him understand the whole purpose. And this guy, he just gave in, and he gave me that $100, and I sold that marker. So it was like a span of 8 minutes. I even took his visiting card. I told him, sir, can I take your visiting card? I would like to even tell Sachin sir that who was the person I sold to. And I went back to my interviewer. I told him, I gave him the money. Told him this 100 rupees. I also gave him the business card. So what happens is, there are two things. One is you sold that marker to that person. Also, you took his business card. So when you take his business card, his email, his mobile number, you understand his designation, you can connect with him on LinkedIn. So two things happened. So when I went into the interview into the room, I told Sachin sir that I sold the pen. I've got the connect with this person also, and we'll make sure that we get him into our database, and we'll sell him again. So this was the basic model of the business as well. You find out clients, you sell them, you also take renewal from them, and you also make a bond. And I would tell you that that the same person after working with the same company is a very good friend of mine now, and we interact every day. And I'm very thankful to him that he gave me that $100 for that marker. Of course, that money was given back to him, and that's how it went. And so all these things are very vital again in understanding things. I'm sure once the lockdown period is over and we'll be back to work, and I'll be coming down to the college and interacting with you people in details of maybe I would give you more real life experience of how things will work out in the corporate life, and how would you stand out in your batchmates. I would be very, very willing to come down to the college anytime once you people are joining the college. And I would also like to tell you that, yeah, guys, wherever you are, stay safe, take necessary precautions. And it was really wonderful talking to you. And I guess we should go ahead with the question answer sessions, Deepika, if it's okay.
Yes, we have few questions. There's a question by Anandika stating that did you plan for this specific sector or you just went with the flow?
So specific sector, the rules of basically having finance, HR, marketing, and operations and all. So I always knew that marketing was one thing for me, because I analyzed myself. I did that SWOT analysis, and I thought that interacting with people, going out to people, and also the sales and marketing is one place wherein you will be having a vast experience. You will be interacting with various people coming from different backgrounds, and that will give you an experience. Let me also tell you that even if you take an HR, if you become an HR, down the lane, if not direct but indirectly, you are also marketing your company. So no matter what, one major concept is I would like to tell you all people, even if you people are wanting to go for HR or whether it is finance, even for my batchmates or other people who are placed in finance also, one major thing is that you are always selling yourself. You're always selling your company. You're always marketing yourself. You're always giving them highlights of how beneficial things would be to you. So sales and marketing would be always a very vital part of your role. But yes, apart from that, if you are very keenly interested in finance, you are very keenly into HR, then I guess that's how you have to go ahead with that. You do your own SWOT analysis. What is the best for you? I would suggest just go for that.
We have another question by Vasundhara. According to you, how one can stand out in the crowd?
So, as I told you in my session, is taking up initiatives, being highlighted. Even when you go back to the auditorium, you will be having guests. Stand up, raise your hands, ask questions to them. The quality of your questions also determined of how your mindset is. So that's very important, because not only the guest, even your other batchmates will understand how serious your question is about, or maybe what is your thought process about, how positive you are thinking. And maybe you will understand the concept of even if there is a guest who's talking too much about marketing jargons, or say too much about HR policies, financial sectors information. But if you tell, you basically understand him what's in it for me, and you direct a question, you paraphrase it, you phrase it in the right way, and you ask the question, I'm sure that you will always be caught in the eye of the guest, even your batchmates and the faculty members. Take up initiatives, take up different roles, show your skills, show your how you can get things done in a particular time, how you can manage people, how you can request. See, to tomorrow, down the lane, after 2 to 3 years, maybe even after joining, depending upon the company policies, you will be having a team. And when you become a manager, the only thing you have to do is manage data, sit on your Excel sheet, excel in that. The only thing, major thing is that maybe you have a team of say 2 people, 5 people, 100 people, 30 people. You have to get the work done from them. So that's an important thing. You have to understand if at all you experiment with yourself in with your batchmates, because that's the only ground you get. Say you get a job from, say for example, a faculty member says that this is a thing, this is an assignment we got to do, and you take that lead. You tell your other batchmates, okay, I think that you are very good in technical, so can you join my team? You are very good in understanding this concept. You are very creative, you can make creatives. You are very you're very creative, say in regards to giving presentation. You pull all these people in, you make your own group. You make them understand if we happen to complete this assignment, we can even update it in our resume. We'll have something to talk about in the interview. So that's how you stand out. And once you complete that, see, no matter, even if you fail, don't bother about failure in this 2 years. Be like a sponge, just take in whatever comes, because we are all in a learning phase. Even today, after almost 3 years after MBA, but still I'm still in a learning phase, because every year our profile changes. Every year we have a new assignment. When I joined 99 acres, I was handling only a business of 35 lakhs. But today, after 1.5 to 3 years, it went on changing, and today I'm handling a business of 1 CR plus in Pune. So that's how it transforms, and you build yourself the way you take this journey. So take up initiatives, take up things. Don't worry about failures. I'm sure you people will stand out. Take up, be a part of students' council. Be a part of different teams that come in. Be a part of academic placement cell, academics, sports team, or whatever comes in. And always be willing to be a go-getter. Basically, always be willing to travel. On this note, I would like to tell you, one thing that happened when I was in an admission tour. That time the planning was maybe only of say 5 days we were going on the tour, but that tour extended for more than 2 months at a stretch. And I was not even prepared for it. But day-to-day life of interacting with Arpit, managing things that we had, it just happened, and I enjoyed that. And I really that rich experience that I had of that one tour, which extended continuously for 2.5 months, is extensive, and that will be always be instrumental in my life ahead.
We have a question from Amardeep that is it mandatory to gain work experience before joining the college?
Uh, no, I think it depends on individual self. If you Because in my case it was when I was just joined my graduation, it was my friends who were going to the jobs, and I thought that okay, this company I came across, it was a new process. I just thought that okay, I can if things fell in place, I could give time to my college also, I could work also, and I managed it. Time to my college also, I could work also, and I managed it accordingly. And I even had to speak to my that time the my HOD in college, and they were quite keen. They were willing for me, or they allowed me to pursue my career in regards to job, because I knew that even because I did BBA. So when even that time the graduation placements, they thought that that will be really helpful for the college itself. So they wanted me to go ahead with that. So it depends on each individual of how things are happening in their life. So the only thing is that of course a job experience can add a feather in a cap. That is, there's no doubt about it. But after graduation, directly when you come to MBA also, you get hands-on experience, and you are also well prepared. The only thing is that maybe you do not lack you lack experience over the years. Like for example, I had 3 years experience with graduation working. So, but you will, before you have your final placement, you will be already doing a summer internship. So in summer internship, you will be working almost for 2 months with a corporate, and there you will understand how the corporate culture works, how you interact with the bosses. So I guess things would be different for every individual, and that's how it is. It's not necessary to have a work experience, but yes, it does add feather on your cap.
Next question is, according to you, what is more important, your integrity, pride, or your responsibility or commitment? As in corporate environment, you would have come across various situations like that. Can you please enlighten?
Yes. So it's all about ethics and morals here. And I think, see, every business, every client, every corporate, company has a culture in itself. And moreover to it, it's also about, how you shape up your career. Because today's market, everyone knows each other. The world is very small because of LinkedIn, Facebook, and all that stuff. So if if there is anything that goes wrong, or anything that you do which is incorrect, absolutely is it's open to the whole world, and everyone knows about it. So I would according to me, and I guess that's what majorly it happens, that of course your integrity, your morals, and your work ethics is always on priority, because you do not fall down from that. Because what happens is, let me tell you, it happens when you would be interacting with your clients. If you're very good in your communication, if you're very morally right, if you are always for the ethics of the company, because every client will tell you, okay Akash, do something more for me, go out of your way and do something for me, or something like that. That would be it's always there in the market. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry will give you that thing that okay, can you do a favor for me, or something like that. But let me tell you, you can of course giving him extra say an extra product or giving him an extra thing, a service gesture, that's a different thing. But if it comes against your work ethics, it's absolutely a no-no. Because down the lane, this person is also judging you. You never know. He may just is asking you a tricky. It's like a trick question. And if you stick to your work ethics, he might offer you. You never know. Maybe your client will offer you a job and tell you, why don't you work with me? I'll give you a hike of this much. So you should be always very strong in your foundation. That is your work ethics, your etiquettes, your mannerisms, your morals. Never ever let that go down. Never ever.
According to you, the focus should be laid more upon academics or skill development in MBA.
I guess both, because it's a professional course. So you have to, of course, focus on your academics as well, and you have to focus on your skills as well. Because see, the reason I'm telling you this is because we think that only academics will do, only this will do, but in real corporate life, it's not like that. Maybe your office timings are 9:30 to 6:30. Maybe that is not in your KRA, but maybe what if there is a urgent meeting and your boss wants to make your data? You have to understand, you have to have the skills to make that thing also. If you have to manage something at office, you should be ready for that, and for that you should be having a very polished skills. You cannot just depend on the theoretical things and all. Once you have an experience in it, you will understand now basically how it works. Because sometimes you should not take up things just because of your likes and dislikes. You should just take up things which will actually work. So that's more important, of having the sense of what is that mode. If I say a person, he will be willing to get that work done for me. That's how is very important. So yes, academics is very important, your certifications are important. That proves that your competencies, that proves you're capable of what is your intellectual level. But I think when it comes to skills is where your emotional quotient is looked after more. So there are two things. One is your intellectual quotient. The other thing is your emotional quotient. But when you work, when you have some skills and you are polishing that, you would then understand that you need to merge your IQ and your EQ just to get that work done. So that is very important. So I think if it both goes on simultaneously, and it's both an experience in itself. So it's both together.
Anshul says that we have heard of not limiting ourselves in any one specialization, rather to learn everything. What is your take on that?
That's right. See, when you take up, say, for example, you take up marketing, and HR is something which maybe you will never understand of what HR work is all about, of what HR policy is about. See, the only thing is that you cannot take up that. Maybe you can do extra courses, you can do something add-ons. I don't know if it's possible. I'll not be the right person to tell that. But I would suggest here's when your networking comes into place. So if at all, even if you are a person who has taken up the marketing course, you can always interact with a person who is doing an HR course. You can always understand what are corporate laws, what are different policies, what are employment laws, what is new in regards to how employment centric companies do for an employee. And what policies do an MNC have which say a local company doesn't have. So this is a basic understanding which is you should always have, because if you don't have that, what will happen is even if it is finance, the same thing. You have to understand about the financial nitty-gritties, financial jargons about things. So this is basic understanding. So once you have that, you will have a 360 view about any company that you do. So even if a job description comes in, say a placement offer comes in. So when you even look after the company's website, because you have interacted with your HR friend, you have interacted with a finance friend, you have interacted maybe some other specialization friends, you will understand, okay, by looking at the website, by reading their policies, you will have an idea about what this company is all about. And will this culture will be the right fit for me? Because see, not every company will be a right fit for you, because every company have a different culture of working, a different working style. Now you have to basically gauge of what would be the right thing for you. So I guess interaction, and just not thinking that, oh, that's HR, so I'm not interested in that the subjects. Oh, that's in details about finances, I'm not interested about that. from your finance students, or from your finance batchmates, understand how you read the annual reports of the company. So that's very important. You will be able to understand, what the forecast of the company is. And when you are in a position where you are, selecting a company, when you know that annual reports are this and the company is growing, of course it will be a right choice for you. So always be interactive, make networkings.
We'll take up a last question by Shruti. Being in the marketing field, can you recommend some of the certification courses?
Okay, because of the digital age in this lockdown have absolutely transformed itself. Everything is now digitally there. One thing, if you can go on Coursera.com, you can go on. There are few of the other websites. Maybe I'll share with you people, if you people connect with me, of the websites wherein you can do digital courses. Like the last month, I did a digital certification course. So there are numerous courses which are paid and even free. You can go on different websites and do some digital course, and it will always help. Let me tell you, if you have more digital courses, when you go for an interview, you can openly ask them that, I am skilled with so many certificates, can I get a hike of this much? Of course, say the job profile is offering you, for example, say a 6 lakh rupees package, but you can tell them, I have got this experience, I've got this certification courses, can I you can ask them for, can I have a increased salaries? So you will be confident enough if you have all these things. So take up as many as digital courses. Not only about digital marketing courses, I would tell you that, take up any course which you feel that, it's really important. Whether it is even like a simple course about, corporate understanding, a simple course about understand emotional intelligence course, or how you can merge this. There might be various things. Just take up anything that is really very important. It will really help.
This brings us to the end of our session. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. Thank you, Akash. It was indeed a great session. You provided the students with the pathway for their coming 2 years. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, guys. And I would really love to connect with you people. You people can connect with me on Facebook or LinkedIn. I'm always willing to interact with you people and be helpful in any other way in regards to college or the students. I will always be available for that. And meet you all very soon once the campus starts.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.